Question for the men. Why is it that men no longer approach women in public? Because I feel like back in the day, it was so common for men to just go up to women that they find attractive, strike up a conversation, maybe even ask them out on a date or whatever. But that doesn't seem to be happening anymore. Like, I don't see it anywhere. So yeah, what's going on?
Men don't ask girls out anymore. All they do is they look at you from across the room and they're like, oh, she's pretty. I bet that's my wife. And then they take out their phones and look at basketball clips on YouTube Shorts. And they're like, oh, nice. And honestly, I think that's why the birth rate is dropping.
Women are desperate. Desperate because they told men to disappear. And now they're crying because men actually did. For years, they screamed, don't approach me. Don't look at me. That's harassment. Creepy. I don't owe men anything. And now they're online begging, why don't men approach us anymore? Where are the real men? Why doesn't anyone choose me? They created the desert, and now they complain about the thirst. Today, you'll see what these women realize way too late. When a high-value man stops trying, he doesn't come back. And that's the fear keeping a lot of modern women up at night.
I have a question. If men are no longer coming up to women, if men are no longer reaching out from friends of a friend to find a wife, how are we supposed to be getting married? Through dating apps. And yes, I use dating apps like in pairs. We love them. But what happened to the times where a man used to see you at the masjid and be like, yo, who is that sister? Let me go ask someone to ask someone to ask somebody if she's single, and if she is, let me talk to her mahram. Like, what happened to those days? What happens to them? What happened to them? I have started to realize that women are now the ones that do that. When I was in Korea, I witnessed it, a woman seeing a man that she thought was very attractive and her asking someone to ask someone to ask somebody to see if he was single. And when she found out he was, she was like, oh my gosh, please give him my number. I have found that women are now taking that approach, that more forefront approach, and I don't like it. Personally, I'm very pretty princess. You're gonna talk to me. I would never go up and talk to a man. No, we're not doing that. So it's like, why do men no longer do it? Tell me. I'm just so curious. And it's like, you can't say rejection. Rejection happens in all aspects of your life. That shouldn't stop you from taking a chance. You never know. I could be the one for you. Just come and have a talk.
You want a traditional man, but live in a world that taught men to stop approaching. And here's the truth you might not want to hear. You spent years saying, don't approach me. Don't look at me. That's harassment, mocking every male attempt. Now you miss exactly what you destroyed. The man you want, decisive, bold, takes initiative, only exists in environments where femininity welcomes, not attacks. When you say, I'm a princess, I won't make the first move, that used to be natural, but now it's an exception. It's not that men changed, culture taught them to run. Now you're living with the consequences.
Guys, I just went out with my brother and our two guy friends, and I was the only girl, and honestly, for like the first time ever, I kind of witnessed like the negative energy and like the nastiness of like certain girls, which is weird because I'm not like that. Like, if a guy approaches you, first of all, we need to respect the fact and like understand like how hard it is to approach women, how much it takes to actually approach someone. Like, it takes a lot of balls. And whenever a guy has approached me, even if I'm not interested, I always like show up with kindness, because first of all, that took balls, and second of all, like, it all depends on how you approach me, right? And like your attitude and your energy. And I just feel like I really saw a lot of girls really just be nasty straight up. I had some girl who was actually pretty, but her personality was whack, because she was over here like, I don't have a name. We don't have a name. Like, ew, that's so that just gave me the ick. That's nasty personality. Like, you can be pretty, but if your personality is like that, automatic no. That was so weird. I literally witnessed that, and I was like, ain't no way you're being like, I don't have a name. I don't have a name. Like, be nice. Be nice, okay? Sometimes guys just want to compliment you and tell you that you look good and walk away. Like, it's never that deep. It's never that creepy. Like let a guy talk to you for a minute and hear them out. Like, I've always just been respectful, being like, I'm not interested, but really appreciate it. And that's it. Like, don't ever be that girl. If you see this, you were something else. Also, this was at Yucca Bar, so if you see this, yeah, that was not cute of you. Bye.
What you saw is exactly what men have been saying for years. Female arrogance destroyed basic human interaction. Many men won't even try anymore because They know they'll get humiliated, filmed, exposed, or ridiculed. You show something rare, kindness, and awareness of the effort it takes for a man to approach. But few women think like that today. Here's the simple truth. When a man sees that most women respond with contempt, he protects his dignity by staying silent. The result? Good men stop approaching, and the market becomes dominated by the worst ones. Women pushed away the very men who wanted to act right.
Wonder why high-value men are not approaching you? It's not because they don't exist. It's because women scared them all away. All I see on social media is men being canceled and scrutinized just for being men. We have literally embarrassed, belittled, and threatened men just for trying to approach us women. I understand there are some horror stories out there, but women can be just as guilty. All the high-value men are doing the same thing us women do on a daily basis. Like go to the gym, go to work, get coffee, go to the grocery store. The problem is that women have become so cold and out of touch with our feminine energy that men are literally horrified of being that guy or getting canceled and trashed on. Most of them have just completely backed off because we women have been screaming at them not to come talk to us. We have to take accountability for our action and behavior as women and stop making men look like monsters and start embodying our feminine energy to be more warm and inviting for the right man to swoop you off your feet.
You nailed it. High-value men didn't disappear. They just stopped wasting energy where they aren't welcome. When every approach is treated like a threat, when masculinity becomes something to be ashamed of, and when any mistake means being canceled, the smart man retreats. He focuses on his life. He becomes selective. Female coldness killed reciprocity. And here's the irony. Where did the men go? They left because women spent years saying they didn't need them. Now that they realize they do, they're learning the hard truth. A high-value man doesn't beg at a closed gate. He finds another one.
If you go up to random girls in public and you're like, hey, you're beautiful, can I take you on a date? Usually that makes girls really uncomfortable and it comes across as desperate, lacking social skills, and also makes us wonder how many other girls you're doing that to. And obviously it's flattering and I'd never take it the wrong way. I just think it's embarrassing to the person that's doing that, if that makes sense. And you should use basic social skills when you're approaching women. So what that means is gauging if they're attracted to you or not. Are they staring at you? Are they making eye contact with you? Are they smiling at you? And obviously this isn't going to be the case in most situations because I think people in general just lack social skills a lot nowadays, including myself. So in that case, you go up to them and you say, hey, like, I love your shoes. Hey, do you know a good coffee shop around here? Start a friendly conversation. Don't lead with commenting on their appearance or asking them out. And then from there, you can gauge if they're attracted to you or not. So are they making eye contact with you? Are their pupils dilating? Are they smiling? Are they continuing the conversation? And if they are, then you can ask for their number and like text them for a bit and then ask them out. Like that's how you should talk to girls in public. And I say this on behalf of all women.
You describe a rulebook so complicated, signals, codes, micro expressions, pupil dilation, that it's exactly why men gave up. A traditional man isn't a psychic analyzing eye movements. He works on clarity, sees interest, approaches, doesn't see interest, moves on. But today you want men to be confident while acting like they're walking through a minefield. You want initiative without boldness, courage without risk, approaching without looking like he's approaching. This contradiction kills spontaneity. In the end, you turned a basic masculine instinct into a 15-step equation. Most men simply won't play that game.
Why men stop chasing? Y'all know, Becky. You want to know. Number one, you become too available. Too available. Men love pursuing a woman and chasing after her and wanting to get her. It's a game that they want to win, just like any other game. Fucking golf, any freaking sport. If you drop everything, the second that man texts you, he is not going to see your time as valuable at all. Number two, sometimes he just got what he wanted. Maybe Jimmy wanted sex with you and he got sex with you. That's intimacy. He got it, he's gone. Maybe he wanted attention. Maybe he just wanted you to notice him and approach him at a bar. He got that, he's out. If the chase ends, so does the effort. This smells so fucking good. The mystery disappears. The mystery is like foreplay. And if that expires, the buildup expires, then Curiosity fuels interest. Don't give them the whole story on date one. Last but not fucking least, sit down while I tell you this, brace yourself. Jimmy was never interested. Never. He never wanted to pursue you. If he's hot and cold, he's interested one time, not interested the next, he's on and off, only texting you on weekends. He never had real intentions to begin with. So that means that you didn't do anything wrong, but you're just not the one. I hate when people blame themselves because, like, honestly, if it's not meant to be, it won't be. Be completely and utterly your authentic self. And if he walks away, leave the door wide fucking open and slam it on him when he leaves. The right one will come. Don't settle for Jimmy. Just like be the one they regret losing.
Everything you said exposes the modern problem. Women treat relationships like entertainment, like emotional games. Then wonder why they can't find serious men. You want mystery, a quote from us, the chase, no curiosity, constant validation, but complain when you only attract men looking for fun. A traditional man avoids that dynamic altogether. He wants reciprocity, stability, building something real, not emotional manipulation. And your most honest line was, maybe he never wanted anything. Exactly. And that's the type of man this game attracts. Anything built on immaturity ends in frustration.
So apparently single men are starting to become afraid to approach women in real life because they don't want to be viewed as creepy, around like 53% according to this one study. And I just really think that is not enough. Run the percentage up. This is not a bad thing. This is not a bad thing, and I'm going to tell you why. A man being concerned about being viewed as creepy while approaching a woman shows an awareness of the reality of violence that women face when they're approached by men, when they deal with men, when they're talked to by men, when they're harassed by men, cackled by men, etc. And he does not want to be a part of said reality. There is literally nothing negative about men starting to be hyper aware of how they're interacting with women. There's no negative to that because it's been on the other end of the spectrum for so long, right? Like men have been so used to women being at their disposal and their availability whenever they want to, right? That now some men see it as a slight that, oh my God, I have to worry about being viewed as a creep. You have to worry about being viewed as a creep while we have to worry about death. This is not a slight to you if you are concerned about being viewed as creepy. You should be. You should be thinking, how am I going to approach this woman in a way that is not going to scare her, that is not going to creep her out or freak her out or make her feel like I am dangerous. You should absolutely be thinking that. And then for the men that are like, well, how am I supposed to date women now? Oh my gosh, like, how am I supposed to go on dates? Do you hear yourself? Your complaint is that going out on dates with women is now going to be harder for you. That doesn't sound like the most privileged thing. Being harder for y'all to approach us is not oppression. That is not a slight to you. That is a byproduct of the violence that we have to deal with and face. It's a byproduct of all these other men in the world that make that so difficult. A black woman and girl was killed every 6 hours in 2020. Around 81% of women in general deal with sexual harassment. Women get killed for saying no to men on the street. Until those statistics and statistics like it stop, we have a right to not be sure if you as a man approaching us is going to be one of those men. And you need to start thinking about your behavior and making sure you do not become one of those men or come off as one of those men. This is not a negative thing. A lot of y'all need to be concerned about being viewed as a creep.
You embody the culture that ruined modern relationships, criminalizing male approaches, amplifying fear, turning every man into a potential threat. You talk as if the solution is even more paranoia. But forget one essential truth. Relationships begin when a man approaches. If you create a world where male interest equals potential violence, you create a world where the only men who will still approach are the ones who have nothing to lose. Good men walk away. Bad men stay. And in the end, women scream. Men disappeared. Without realizing, they turned off the lights that guided them.